Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com, and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing. Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing, or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases, or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza DoNisi. Pizza DoNisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the Ultimate Underground Metal Tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza DoNisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza DoNisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. For 45 years in keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They are open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out.
In a broken wasteland, come to my fire and place your blood and steel upon my pyre. Oh, this is the Metal Forge. This is the Metal Forge. This is the Metal Forge. This is the Metal Forge.
What's going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of The Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. This week, we have Baptise in The Metal Forge, and this is a weird episode because Baptise does not have any recorded material other than video on YouTube, and rather than spare you of all of that, you should just go tomorrow, the next day, by the time this releases. So hopefully you're listening to this on release day, that you see them at the Mag Bar on night 2 of the big goddamn metal show. So yeah, hell yeah, that's why we're promoting this. That's why we're here today. It's all been fucking 5 years in the making. You know, coming up to a big goddamn metal show. And one of the people who, kind of spawned this for me is actually here right now. Again, he's actually becoming more of a co-host than just a part-time guest, as this originally had been an idea. And Mr. Jason Gardner of the Ale Horn and the Mudhorn and the Heavy Metal Wasteland.
How did I spawn this?
Because, dude, you have your own fest, man. And you've had it for 7 years now, Steel and Stone 7, coming up here in November, on November the 10th. The first year for a Friday, by the way.
Yes.
So it's going to be a little bit of a test, but I think it's got a solid fucking lineup. And me being the jackass that I am, I had one day already planned, and I realized that it was the 14th, and I was like, son of a bitch, I should have done the 13th. I should have asked for that Friday, like a dumbass. And so that's what I ended up fucking doing. I was just like, okay, well, what if I put together another day at another place? And then it's like, well, fuck, now it really is a big goddamn metal show. 2 bars, 2 places, fucking an epic goddamn weekend, right? And you know how much that I've bitched about not being a fan of multi-day fests. But I think doing it in a scale such as this, when you have, as Jason had referred to, what did you call everybody on there, Jason?
I don't remember.
All quality and no filler.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is, yeah. I think that's something truly lacking when all these other fests go for names you recognize. If you just go for solid front to top to bottom, front to back, however you want to do it, side to side, I think that's a much better experience for everyone, and you get your money's worth.
You said that, and I'm gonna break a rule here, and right. I'm gonna break a rule and put it in the change drawer because of the big goddamn metal show tonight. It's like shooting craps over here. I'm gonna sit here and say, when you said front to back, back to front, side to side, whatever you want to call it, the fucking first thing I thought of was there is a fucking soundboard meme of somebody asking James how he wipes, and he goes, back to the front. So that is what when you said that.
I throw it in a little tin pot for you.
Okay.
For sound effect.
Yeah, here, do that again. There you go. That was a steel pick in a wooden desk. Foley artist here. Dude, like, you've had some interesting times here too, So let me ask you before we get into what you're going to talk about here on the Wasteland. When you started Steel and Stone, how did you really want to do it? Where did it spawn from?
Steel and Stone actually spawned from never being invited to festivals. I just said, fuck it, we'll make our own.
I get that.
And that's really how it happened. Yeah. So, like I said, it was like very trial and error the first year. We had a Cloak from Atlanta who was not really known, but pretty badass. Still are. So like, I learned a lot about how much bands want, how much bands think they're worth, how much bands overrate themselves, because I hit up a lot. Had a few that were legit that couldn't make it for whatever reasons. So I'll just name drop because I don't think it's that big a deal. The first year, I almost landed the band Falcon.
Oh, cool.
As the headliner. $500 is what they agreed on. Back then, that was pretty reasonable. That'd probably be like 8 or 9 because of just cost.
Inflation.
But at the time, one of them played in Baroness. And the schedule was really up in the air depending on what Baroness' schedule was, which didn't work out in my favor.
For sure.
But I learned, like, okay, 500 is a good measuring bar to see who I can get. So I hit up some other ones. Some wanted more. Some were going to Europe. Some had pending plans that didn't commit. Stuff like that. So yeah, then after I finally landed the headliner Cloak, I just started hitting up other bands I thought would fit good. Had a 6-band lineup, and the rest is history.
Hell yeah.
The next year was a little easier because I kind of knew what to do. Like, take band A, plug in cost B, and then hope for outcome C. Plan on outcome D if need be, and you just start at the top and just kind of work your way down. Because once you have a top band and other bands want to play with them, not to belittle them or take money away, but they'll play for a little cheaper because it's the experience playing with a bigger band.
Sure.
So you take that into account and try to land some. Another thing I learned is some bands will be insulted to no end if you ask them to open. It's not really a status thing. It's kind of like I need an opener thing, and I think you'd be good on the bill. When I build a festival, I try to stack the bands as I see the best for out of town and in town bands.
For sure.
I try to do half and half in the lineup, which is hard because a lot of times I have to repeat years. Not even counting my band, which we play every year, but sometimes there's just not that many bands around here that really fit what I try to do. It's hard to put a metalcore, deathcore band in when you have like a stoner rock or
and a power metal band.
So like the bands are like very limited. So I've had some repeats, not too many.
Well, and see, here's the difference.
Oblivion Throne is actually a repeat this year. They played with Night Demon 2 years ago, and we're obviously a repeat. And I've had one called Shrunken Heads repeat twice.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's a cool thing. You get your deal, and with mine, I wanted to play with Snafu again, obviously, and that was the original deal. And I was just gonna do it like a 2 to 3 band, like a 3 to maybe 4 band show. I don't know why I said 2 bands. Never 3 bands always. I swear by the 3 band show. I love it, just because. And then when the other deal happened, where I said, you know what, I'm going to book Friday also, then I really started thinking about piecing something together of the bands I like to play with, the bands I want to play with that I've never played with before, and the bands I like to watch is what I did. And we did have a headliner for night 1, and they unfortunately fell through. So we had shifted some things around, and then I had another band have some personnel issues and have to drop. And luckily enough, about a month ago, Tucker from Throne of Iron confirmed, and it's going to be their first time in Louisville tonight, and I'm ready for it because fuck, I've wanted to see. I've seen them before, but like it's so great to see them. I really, as you heard last week's episode, I really want to meet Arzab, but like I've never got to meet Arzab, and I'm kind of bummed by that because I only see his resting case, literally, which is the mid-60s era Samsonite. But yeah, I definitely want to meet him in person. But yeah, so dude, tell me about what do you got this week on the Wasteland?
Dude, to be honest with you, not really much. I figured we'd just do one last minute hype on big goddamn metal show. But I do.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what it was, man. I knew that's what you were gonna do.
I do want to bring to everyone's attention real quick. This just happened as you listen to this. This happened yesterday. Howling Giant and Heavy Temple got robbed on their tour.
Oh, fuck.
Some shithead in Italy grabbed their bag with all their money, passports, and their merch. No instruments, luckily, so they keep going. But they have a GoFundMe set up for, obvious costs, because now the tour sounds like it was being pretty successful. Now it sounds like now it sounds like they're in a red. So I think it was all the money that they had made.
Jesus.
So if you go to the GoFundMe, it's GoFundMe.com, and then look up either Howling Giant and Heavy Temple robbed on tour, or if I mispronounce his name, I apologize. Jad Schickler. It's JADDSHICKLER. That's who's organizing the fundraiser. They're up to, at the time of recording, $6,700 out of 10,000 with 119 donations. So if you got like
anything,
5, 10, 20, or to spare, they could appreciate it and help them get home, because I would imagine getting your passport stolen really fucking sucks.
Well, and I want to go ahead here and mention too, as of posting this 2 days ago, Ted Aguilar from Death Angel had something similar happen. He has 2 missing guitars on their flight back from fucking Japan. It was in an Enki case, ESP Japan Custom Shop Eclipse with LEDs, and an ESP standard Silverburst Eclipse guitar. And if you want to, there's I'm reposting it on my stories constantly. So fuck thieves, dude. That's like, what the fuck? And I don't even know if that's actually a thief thing for him, but like it's like, it really, if it looks like a duck, and that's always the first thing that we as fucking musicians, I think, go to. There'll be a link in the description for the GoFundMe for Howling Giant. And yeah, for sure on the deal here. But yeah, man, I'm really digging this, the whole big goddamn metal show first day, and releasing an episode, and I hope to be soon looking at some cool fucking things like maybe doing some Twitch streams and doing some live content, because I also want to mention the big fucking news. As you saw yesterday, we here at Flamekeeper have a new host. Holy fucking shit. Aaron Assant from ossont&battery.
Yes.
Yeah,
pretty excited, man. Aaron's on board, and let's not forget Metal on Budget.
No, I'm not going to forget him, because there is also some more news, and I'm breaking this today, day 1 of the big goddamn metal show, because that's what we all fucking are, dude. We all are metal on a budget, and Justin White from Metal on a Budget is coming on board. You will start seeing new videos from him for the time being, until I can hopefully get the rebrand of the Metal Forge YouTube page. So it's at Metal Forge Radio on YouTube. But we're working on getting it shifted to Flamekeeper on YouTube.
Yes. As we should have done from the beginning. Who the fuck knows why we did it?
Because we're stupid. And guess fucking what, dude? We're dumb fucking musicians. That's all that we are. It's all guesswork in cut off sleeves and black shirts. That's all that it is. And short sleeve gray shirts or gray green, whatever you're wearing.
This is still my work shirt. And by the way, let me tell you about my day today.
Yeah.
While I was out working / putting up posters for Steel and Stone in Johnson City, Tennessee.
Wait a minute. Johnson City on a Saturday night. Sorry.
Yeah. I had the privilege of watching a lady on her phone walk into some metal bars sticking out of the back of my truck. And
what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and the best part was instead of when I apologized to her or asked her if she was okay and apologized for, just because I had the shit sticking out so far, she didn't take my apology. She instead asked me where my red flag was for this stuff hanging out of the back, and then she asked for my manager's number. So, being stand-up guy I am, I gave her my manager's number, which was my phone number because I work for myself. I stepped back in the building, waited for the phone
I am
to
the
ring,
fucking
and
manager.
Sure enough, I answered it, and she started asking me all these questions. And I finally had to break it to her when I walked outside on my phone and told her, well, actually, I am the manager. No, I don't care what you have to say because I watched you on your phone walk into this stuff. You can just go fuck right off where you came from. And that was pretty much the end of the conversation. Yeah, anytime you see those how's my driving, call the number. If you call it, you might actually get the guy driving.
Yeah, I know. I've done that before.
That was a fun story in a time of since we're on the brink of World War III now, with all this stuff going on in Israel and everything, people getting killed for needless reasons on both sides. Obviously, let's just have a little bit of levity and have some fun, and just remember.
I had to call a dude out.
It could be on our doorstep any fucking day. No one's immune anymore. Sad world we live in, but just look out for each other, man. Be vigilant and take care of your neighbors and stuff.
Dude, life is like the pit, man. When we fall down, we got to help each other up, man. Life is like the pit like that. And and here's the thing. I had to fucking call a dude out on being a fucking dick for a couple of days ago at a fucking Thornton's of all place.
Yeah, everyone likes to overcompensate for a small penis anymore, I've noticed.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's everyone has to be Billy Badass, It's my first name is Billy, last name is Badass.
Dude. That's interesting that you say Billy Badass. That's an interesting thing that you say Billy Badass, because I think that's a Southern thing.
There's also Betty Badass for you female listeners.
Really? I've never heard that.
You never heard that? You never heard that before?
No, it's all Billy Badass here. Jason, because Baptise does not have anything to listen to today, out of the big goddamn metal show lineup, who do you want to fucking play a song from?
That's a good question. I guess we'll go with...
You've played with a couple of these bands.
Yeah, let's do Rifle.
You want to do some Rifle? Well, we will do Rifle.
I know they play the theme song you've already heard of.
But we're going to play a different theme song. And a different theme song. Listen to me. I don't know if they've released this or not, but they have fucking now. This is from Rifle. This is The Cooler Out of Space.
Down, exit high.
measures taken, those that strayed have been forsaken. They carry on, they carry on. And who here still weeps for Babylon? In those tears there's no pity, just the sound of thunder rolling over Dirt City.
Today I'm being joined here in studio from a couple of the dudes from the band Baptise. As everybody, I want to go ahead and introduce you, Stephen Casciato, Trent Combs.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How the fuck are you all doing?
Oh, not bad. Glad to be here. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Dude, like I said before, it's about time. It's only been like almost 5 years of having the show, and it's like schedules never seem to work out, but finally it's here.
Yeah, man, you gotta try to wrangle musicians on
yeah,
the schedule.
it's like
Good luck, dude.
they say like
I
it's
get
like
5 people to practice in general. Like,
yeah. See, that's why I love having a 3-piece. No, Best Buy. Fuck. Leave me alone. I'm not paying you this month. Fuck off. No, seriously, it's like herding fucking cats. That's why I enjoy having a fucking 3-piece band. It's because there's, and even still, it's
God,
hard
what
as
is
shit.
that like?
What's that?
God, what is that like? Just 3 people in a
Oh
band.
my- well,
That's
honestly-
so much easier.
Honestly, I love him to death, but like Todd, he's like, I'm gonna take this job. I'm gonna get off earlier, and has never fucking happened since. So it's like, all right, we're gonna start practicing at fucking 6 again. 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'd love to do a 3-piece, but I gotta have another guitar player to cover up my fuck ups.
Hey,
that's fair.
hey,
That's fair, actually.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's why I play distorted bass, play rhythm bass, like the Lemmy,
Yes, sir.
So you guys have had, like, over the years here, you've been a band for how long now?
Oh God.
In this band,
man.
I should say.
Right. I want to say it's probably like officially, it's probably like a couple years.
in.
At least.
Because
When we first started,
when
for sure.
we kind of talked about it for a while, like talked about the idea of this band,
Right.
and then we pulled it together with Andrew, my brother, on bass.
Yeah.
And we had the damnedest time finding another guitar player to join because I wanted to do guitar harmonies and
Right.
and have a 2-guitar dynamic, and it took us a while to find someone who wanted to do it for real.
Right.
Oh, go ahead and open the fucking door.
let the cat in.
Jesus Christ. I'm glad I fucking edit. Get your ass in here. I mean, you can leave
What's
it
up,
open.
little homie?
What the fuck? Just think I'm having fucking fun without her. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
I mean, we are.
Right.
Now she's included.
Well,
Yeah.
Cats
Now
love
she'll probably get in one of the boxes down by your feet.
cats love Baptise too.
They do. So
Big fans.
Big fan.
Cats love Baptise. Now, how many shows have you all done where somebody has announced you as like Baptiste?
Baptiste, all of them.
Everything you can think of. That's why we have a shirt.
We got a shirt that jokes on that on the back. The pronunciation.
Yeah, because it's got different
different
names.
versions
So
of
yeah,
what we've been
trying
called.
to name this band was a pain in the ass because dude, it was when we named the band, it was probably 2021 or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess. And dude, that means that rock and roll and metal bands have been around for how many decades before that point, taking up all the good names.
And nobody had Baptized.
There's no names left, dude. So
Trying to stick to a single word too. Is,
1 or 2 words, and it has to, kind of encapsulate the vibe of the band the right way. And I tried a whole bunch of different things and Googled them all, and they were all fucking taken.
Right.
So I don't know. We ended up with Baptise and changed the Z to an S to kind of differentiate ourselves.
Right.
And
it's been a real struggle.
We regret it every day.
It's been a real struggle ever since.
No. I like our band name. I think
Yeah, I do
it's good.
too.
It is.
But we have that conversation pretty regularly.
Well, and it's funny because I know what you go through because it's with my band name, everybody does it too. They pronounce it Overlord.
Overlord.
And it's
That
like,
makes sense.
you're close, but no. And in most of
That
our...
just means they can't fucking read.
Well, see, I like to give the benefit of the doubt because sometimes people fucking... In some of our logos that we've had, it's questionable that other A does look like an R.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of does. And it's like, nah, man.
Steven didn't have the experience with this, but I've been in Blind Scryer for 7 years now, and it's so I'm pretty used to it. It's been called every other thing except Blind Scryer. So
Blind Sugar.
Blind Sugar, Bling Sugar. Woo! That was on a billboard one time. It's usually Blind Squire. That's the one that
Squire.
It's usually Squire that we get. So
and we should go ahead and mention that Blind Scryer in the archives. Go back and give it a listen. Trent was here before.
Blind Scryer fucking rules, y'all.
They do. They absolutely do. And when we were here the last time, that was March of last year, wasn't it? Producing Burn Notice.
I am terrible with that. I did not remember.
Yeah, that was 2022 now.
Okay.
Wow, it's been
a while.
Long. That's a ways.
Yeah.
So you guys are actually in the studio right now kind of, or just still getting stuff together?
Not quite to the studio yet. That wouldn't quite be the truth. We have probably 2 more songs to write before we're ready to lay down a full length.
Right.
And so we're more in writing sessions still.
Okay.
But I don't know, a couple more good solid tracks and we'll be ready to go.
Right.
Go into the studio and lay down some tracks. We're ready for it mentally. We just don't have quite enough songs to put the full length out. So.
Right. And you'd mentioned that before we had started rolling tape about doing just dropping a full length immediately rather than doing like any EPs or singles or anything.
Correct.
And I think that's a great idea because, you've played live shows, so the people know around here and where you've played at what you guys are about.
Right.
But actually putting it on tape, vinyl, whatever you want to call it, whatever medium that you record to, which everybody does digitally these days, it's the most affordable. But so with the full length coming out, what is like the grand scheme, like the grand picture of what do you want it to be?
Well, so are we talking like format wise?
Well, yeah, the whole spiel. So, what is when Baptise goes into the studio, however long that takes, and it finally is the day. What is the album release going to be? Not when, but what do you want? What do you envision?
I'm gonna back it up a little bit and kind of give you the sort of scope of why we're doing it this way. So, like, in this day and age, with streaming being the prevalent method of hearing music for most people,
right?
And physical media isn't as in vogue. Vinyl is still pretty hot right now, though, which is awesome. I think that's great.
I agree.
Really, if we were smart, we would be doing EPs or releasing singles and kind of giving the people, kind of a new thing to check out every so often. Breadcrumb trail.
Right.
Now the issue is that we are not smart, and I just don't fucking want to do it that way. Yeah. All of the bands that I grew up listening to and being into, and the reason that I'm doing playing rock and roll and metal now, they drop you a full-length debut album, and that was sick.
Right.
And I don't know, like, if I was doing this for the purpose of getting a bunch of money out of it, which we're in metal, it's not going to pay.
No. It's more,
not
always.
It's
shit,
more,
I'm out.
It's more just like kind of filling a dream of something that I watched my heroes do when I was a kid, or following music and stuff, and like I want to do that. I just want to do that. I just want to drop a fat full length record as our debut. 8-10 tracks of good rock and roll shit, and let people enjoy it, man. But when we do get things done, obviously we'll release digitally. We will be releasing vinyl.
Okay.
Now with wait times, those will come out after the digital release, I'm sure. But we'll probably do a run of tapes. We've had some folks ask about cassettes.
I feel like we're a cassette band.
Yeah, we've had people ask about cassettes at a lot of our shows, and
makes a lot of sense.
If they're asking, then we'll provide them. It's that easy.
For sure. And that's the thing that I've always, I've really liked about the merch side of things that have come back, like the cassette coming back and vinyl coming back, and even just weird fucking merch, like the party mirrors. Those have made comebacks.
What are those?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you a story about a bar in town called Cahoots. Before that, it was Tooligans.
Oh boy,
you probably have been there. You probably knew it.
I have been there.
I was only there a handful of times before it closed up.
Yeah, I had some Cahoots nights for sure.
No shit. And anybody needs to in Metal Forge land, Google that shit. Google Cahoots in Louisville. Check out the stories. Check out Tooligans stories too. They're even better.
Yeah, Tooligans was before I was around town, but I did have some Cahoots times for sure.
Oh my gosh. So but the grand scheme of
things,
things,
Cahoots once. Shit,
I did too.
Yeah. It's not it.
It was something.
It's terrible. But did you play the Brick House next to it?
Did not.
No.
Brick House wasn't there.
Okay.
By the time I was
so they had already moved.
In the scene, yeah.
They had already moved to like 2nd Street or something at that point, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Now we're getting in deep into the weeds, which is really why I like when bands come over to the Metal Forge, because then we do get these like long form episodes and shit where we fucking just bullshit about Louisville, and people seem to like them. Because Nasty Nate from Ulm was here for like 2.5 hours on an episode.
Yeah, that motherfucker. You let him talk about himself. And,
right. Yeah.
Spin you some stories.
Right. So, obviously, as you said, the vinyl coming out way after the digital release. Yeah. Usually it's because of thing, but one of the good things that I've noticed is like, I think we were given a 60-day turnaround the last time we did anything vinyl.
Really?
And that was just
like 6 months
how?
Now.
I don't know where they're going through, but we were told that we were pretty much told 60 days because the guy already, I guess he had already paid the deposit and had his place in line, maybe.
Okay.
And he just needed to provide the masters by a certain date.
Okay.
So, hey, maybe that works.
Did all the waiting ahead of time.
Maybe that'll be a thing that...
Did we mention we're not smart earlier?
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to do something like that?
No, because we're in metal and it doesn't pay, right?
Thinking ahead?
So, other than that, do you all have any kind of... ideas, like, are you going to do something super special for the shows, for like when the album comes out?
We haven't gotten that far. We haven't planned. I mean, without having a release date, you can't plan an album release show.
Right.
I don't know. I like doing dumb shit. We'll try and put something together special for the release. But as of right now, no, nothing's really percolating at this point. Y'all will hear from us. For sure. You'll know.
And of course, we always provide links for everybody down below and all of that. But is there, obviously this is coming out the day of the big goddamn metal show, of which you are playing night 2 with Snafu and Misery Machina, Overload, Promise of Plague, Kerr, and... shit. Mothra. Jesus. And the bad thing is there's a flyer on the door behind you guys that I can just easily look at. And guess
Got
fucking
your
what?
cheat sheet there.
Yeah, and it's like, who is that band again? Squinting my eyes because it's like on a fucking half of a sheet of paper. Do you all have anything special planned for that night? Because I ask, because you all also do another band together as well. Just another band. I'm only going to mention one other right now.
Oh, man.
That is true.
Because you all are also famous around Louisville for Hangover Kill.
Hangover Kill.
And with this being a big goddamn metal show...
fast and loose term with that famous.
Fast and loose.
Wow.
So we
talk
are
about deep cuts.
We are planning on doing Hangover Kill on December 28th.
Right.
Lemmy's Death Day. The Death Day party. This will be our 8th year doing it.
Nice.
But Hangover Kill is not gonna rear its ugly head up before that.
Definitely. Okay.
Well, and part of it too is that Hangover Kill is comprised of the members of Baptise, except without Bob and add Dave Polinsky of Volcandra. He's a shredding guitar player, if y'all don't know, and he's a blast to play with. But he's our other guitar for Hangover Kill. And if you don't know about Volcandra, they just got
they've been on the show before.
Well, they got signed to Prosthetic not terribly long ago. They've got a busy tour.
We
schedule.
actually broke that news.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
cool.
Dyer, when he was in the band, came up and said, "Hey, do you want to announce this?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, man! Fuck yeah! One for the homies, get a big win." And it was released that day, and
that's awesome.
And then Prosthetic released it the hour after me. So
you were first.
I was first.
You beat the company.
Yeah, beat them out.
I saw Dave, I guess a couple weeks ago now. I was in a music video shoot for Volcandra.
Okay, yeah, I saw that back on the face pages and shit.
Yeah, they're going to release that in like April or something. It's going to be a while, it looks like. But I have seen the rough cut, and it's a blast. But I mentioned to Dave about Hangover Kill, and he had way more important shit on his mind at the time. But he was like, "Oh yeah, that's going to be soon, huh?" So,
we're all so busy. It always comes down to the last minute with Hangover Kill.
Add that to our schedules pretty soon, but.
Well, how does that work? Because I'm in 2 bands now. And one is just like, hey, when are we going to practice? Well, it's going to be this Saturday of this month. That's what we do. We got to sit there and say, okay, well, it's like we're getting together once a month kind of thing. So when you've got 2 and 3 and however many bands, how do you all do that?
Poorly.
Like, do you ever just go in to, say, blind scryer practice and start a start a Baptise song?
I'm not gonna say it hasn't happened, or vice versa. Yeah, but it's usually keep it pretty straight.
Okay.
It's usually not a problem.
Well, for one, they're two way different
We're
bands.
lucky to get to Baptise practice and start a Baptise song.
That's fair. That's really fair.
Do y'all want to go through Stone Dead Forever?
I've never done it on stage, at least.
That's great.
That's a plus.
I don't know. All the bands are such different different feels and different members. I don't know. It's hard to confuse them.
Right. Because this is the thrash project, and this is the doom project, and this is the groove project, and one of my bands I have to sing and yell for. That's this one. One of my bands I just play guitar, but it's all about cowboy shit. So there's Stagecoach. Wait a minute. Is that an Adam Page reference? Cowboy shit.
No, it's not, but
no.
It sounds
cool. That's an AEW reference. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, you're over my head with that one.
I only know it because I'm partially a wrestling nerd. So
hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I don't know shit about wrestling.
I don't know shit about shit usually. At least that's what some people tell me. Anyways, you don't know shit about shit, man. So yeah, you all you definitely got the different bands for the different moods.
Yeah, it keeps us busy, but I don't mix them up too terribly.
Well,
often,
good.
So.
That because I mean that's something that's awesome because everything does have its own place.
Yeah,
which I think is rad as shit. So, fuck yeah. As like I said, Big Goddamn Metal Show is October the 13th, Friday the 13th, which is, by the time this is dropping, that day, and the 14th. And I'm going to go ahead and play an ad for that.
Cool.
Right now. I promote everybody's shows on here, but, I know I might, talk about everybody else's shows, but I'm fucking horrible about actually promoting the fucking Big Goddamn Metal Show. Yeah, we might talk about it from time to time, but let me tell you, it is 2 nights, 2 venues, Friday the 13th, Saturday the 14th of October. Friday the 13th is at 21st in Germantown with Halfcaster, Rifle, Kill the Crown, Storm Toker, Eulogy in Blood, and their first appearance in Kentucky, Throne of Iron. And then on Saturday the 14th at the Mag Bar, is night 2 of the Big Goddamn Metal Show with Mothrog, Promise of Plague, Misery Machina, Kerr, Baptise, Overload, and Detroit's own Snafu. So you all want to be there. It's $15 a night, $25 for the weekend, and the fucking Forge Pass. Get your asses out there to the Big Goddamn Metal Show. All right, so before we get into the Derailed segment, because you all are here, I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a refresher course. Derailed's 5 random questions drawn from various decks of cards in my list here, in my little rectangle device in my pocket that does everything that is it's everything. Speaking, how do you all feel about that? How do y'all feel before we get into that? How do y'all feel about fucking technology shit?
I wish it
like
would
that?
go to work for me instead of
No shit.
Right?
I don't know. It's like anything else, kind of double-edged sword. I mean,
come on.
One hand, if I have a question about anything, I could look up the entire compiled history of mankind in my pocket, and that is
that
cool.
Anybody can edit.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, God.
On Wiki, yeah.
And
so
on the other hand, I don't know, man. You ever run social media for a pizza restaurant before and see the fucking comments that ends up on that shit? That's the other side of it.
and pizza restaurant, I do want to go ahead and give a shout out here. Pizza restaurant, you are talking about.
That would be Pizza DoNisi.
Because they are sponsors of the Metal Forge.
Hell yeah.
I forgot about that.
And by the way, if you want to, I mean, you're going to see him at his workplace on the fucking Big Goddamn Metal Show anyways, but Steven, you are a bartender at the Mag Bar.
Yes, I'm a bartender at the Mag Bar, for better or for worse.
And a degenerate.
And I'm going to go do all those things tonight after I get off this show.
Right. Well, the thing about it is, it's like you're like, I wish it would go to work for me. And the scene that popped into my head is from The Fifth Element, where it's the robot bartender with fucking Ian Holm, and he's just like fucking sprays the thing.
Yeah.
You want some more?
Yeah, I want my phone to bartend for me, but I still want tips.
Yes.
That's where I'm at with
Fair
this.
enough.
Yeah.
It seems reasonable.
Still with an income.
One of my favorite moments in my memory bank here is being at the Mag Bar and ordering a White Russian from you. And you just looked at me and like,
shit.
what the fuck?
What were you thinking?
He goes,
Next.
a White Russian? What? It's like, dude, I just felt. I mean, seriously though, who like really goes to the bar to order a White Russian? Most people just make them at home.
At my bar,
at your bar,
we'll call it infrequent.
Okay, I keep you on your toes.
That's what I want.
Goes and fucking smells the milk and makes sure it's still good.
I'm surprised you would trust him to do that.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, hey,
I just got that face, Trent. I'm a trustworthy looking guy.
He is,
What are these questions?
No, they are not. All right, question number 1. What do you think are 3 silly mistakes that people should avoid in their lives?
Like in general, or in like a music?
No, man.
lens?
And these are general questions. They could be about anything you want it to be. What are 3 silly mistakes?
Go into college.
That's the point. Wait, that's a silly mistake you want them to avoid?
You know what? I'm actually going to expound on that. I think there's some truth to that. So I think college and higher education is great as long as you know what you want to do.
Yeah, it's not for everything.
It's not for everything.
It's not for everybody. Yeah.
Well, I did well in high school. My parents made me be a good student, and I'm thankful for that. But I went to college.
And look at you now.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I'm getting to, right? So, like, I got out of high school, went to college, and did well. And I had a broadcasting major with a sales minor. And I realized, like, at the end of my junior year that I didn't give a fuck about the broadcasting industry. But at that point, I was already almost done with school. And I was on scholarship, so it wasn't costing me money for tuition. If I had changed my major at that point, I would have had to pay all that money and take out student loans, and I'd be broke as shit. I'd still be paying them off.
Wow.
And then I got out of school and like poked around at some of the jobs in the business. All of it sounded like fucking hell to me.
Yeah. And
now I'm slinging drinks and making plenty of money doing that, and my degree is a decoration. And, like... I'm not saying don't go to college. I'm just saying
think about what you want to be.
If you know you want to be a vet, then hell yeah, you have to go learn how to do that.
Yes.
Very specific job to do that, and that's important. But if you're an 18-year-old and someone's telling you have to figure out what you want to do for your career for the rest of your life, I don't know, maybe fucking go to trade school or...
Well, and I will say this. I mean, you do have a good voice for broadcast.
I know I do.
He's like...
I keep being told that.
Yeah. But yeah, you're absolutely right with that. And it's the industry... Most people's industries of anything just fucking suck.
Well, what's even more interesting about it is looking back, as a broadcasting major, the idea of broadcast radio... losing out to streaming services like Spotify wasn't even part of the conversation when I was in school.
Right.
Streaming services taking over broadcast television wasn't part of the conversation when I was in school. Yeah. All the shit that I learned, I'm not going to say it's completely irrelevant, but it is outdated now. Very much outdated.
Yeah.
And, if I had known what the next 10 years after graduation, or 10 years or so was going to bring... no, I wouldn't have gotten a fucking broadcasting degree. Like, that doesn't make any sense in this day and age.
No, it really doesn't.
So, yeah, Trent, you're not totally wrong. Fucking go into college could be fantastic for your future, or it could be a giant waste of time and sink you into a bunch of student debt.
Some of us are just going to be blue collar, all right?
Like, hey, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
goddamn right. And,
exactly.
I mean, hey, I'm blue collar as it gets. I sell fucking auto parts. I'm not a Ray Zielinski, or I'm not a fucking Tommy boy either. But fucking, I mean, I kind of, if I shave, I kind of look like Tommy. But, but yeah, fucking people need those jobs too. And I hate the fucking saying of like, well, the world needs ditch diggers too, because that's condescending about it.
That is
it's super fucking condescending.
Yeah.
But like.
But it's not wrong.
But it's not wrong.
You know?
And you know what? I have more fun fucking putting up podcasts fucking and slinging fucking car parts than I do fucking pretty much anything else. So yeah, I get that. A whole fucking 100%, man. So you got 2 other things? Because that was a pretty big...
Oh, God, that was just one.
That was just one.
I would avoid jobs where they call you family.
Ooh, yeah. We're family here, Trent.
Because they're going to treat you like family. And that can really suck.
Yeah. Hey,
like, I know it's your off day, but we could really use you. So you'll be here at 10, right?
Yeah, because we're family.
No.
No.
And now
it's only 2 I can think
abbreviation of fam. Now it's all fam.
Yeah.
We're all fam here.
Fam.
We're all fam here. Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah,
it's been my experience anyway.
Yeah. Another silly mistake is fucking working for the corporate world.
Yeah, that's
it's not for me.
I have done that, and I will not go back to that.
No.
I've worked in corporate environments for probably a decade.
Yeah.
Before I quit to just sling PBRs. And getting out of that was the best thing that's ever happened to my mental health. Like, it's night and day.
So do you feel like Randall at the bar? Randall from Clerks? Like when they're talking about like, hey, what can I get you? Do you have that drink where they fucking remember shit, can't fucking
all the time. Well, I've got all kind of advice on how not to be at a bar, but know what you want. It's that easy.
Because I get that, because I serve the public too with the parts, and I get the same thing.
Go read the beer list on the wall. Don't ask me to just name every beer from memory, because I'm not going to.
That's great. Who's the first person you usually call with good news?
With good news, huh? I mean, probably. I guess I'd say my girlfriend, my partner. But if when I'm not dating someone, I guess it depends on the news. Some news is like dad news, and some news is best friend news.
That's fair.
And some news is.
That's a very good point, and I didn't even because I read from the card. And that's actually a very good point, because it's like, hey, Dad, check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I'd say same my girlfriend, and if not, probably my oldest brother.
Yeah,
it's usually me. Yeah, we're both my brothers. Usually we're in group text.
It depends on the news, but friends and family, man. It's just
it's the support structure.
You want. I think the idea is you want to tell someone who's going to appreciate the good news as much as you do, and will be able to celebrate with you.
For sure.
That's the idea.
So I know I've got another question that's not in this group, but I think it's a good question for musicians out there, especially, because you live here. We're all from this area. Do your parents come to shows?
My parents come to shows all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, they're really easy to pick out because
the time
they look like parents. It's great.
Does
they'll even wear the merch.
Dad have like the receding hairline and the mustache?
No mustache, but he'll wear a Baptise shirt like tucked in.
Yeah.
My parents are super supportive of
That's
the
awesome.
band, and Baptise is a little unique because it's my brother as well. So Andrew and I are both in the band, and I think that just tickles my parents to no end. I think they think that's great.
It's really rad.
But they go to Scryer shows. Andrew plays bass in Blind Scryer. They go to Scryer shows. They come to Stagecoach Inferno shows. My parents are super supportive. They're out there all the time.
That's fucking rad. Trent?
No.
Nothing ever?
Pretty sure my dad doesn't even know I'm in a band. My mom is very supportive of everything I do, but it's not her scene. I cannot have never imagined my mom in Magmar.
Mom doesn't come out quite as often as Dad does.
She does, though. Seen your mom quite a few times.
But yeah, I mean, our music is not anything like what they're into.
Right.
They support it because it's their boys. And
Yep.
they're happy.
Well, see, that's rad as shit, though. Because I've got a couple of siblings and mom and everything, and I think I know how many times they've been out, and it's like, I wish they would come out more, but I get it. It's not their scene.
Sure.
And
for sure.
I mean, the last thing anybody really wants to see up there is me fucking beating the shit out of a fucking bass, going, being fucking ridiculous. If you couldn't play music anymore, what would you do with your time?
I would probably direct that into a different sort of art. Like, I don't know. I like being creative. I like creating things. And if I wasn't able to play music, which would bum me the fuck out.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I would have to find. I'd have to redirect that energy into a different sort of art. Physical art of some kind, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to learn leatherworking. Honestly,
dude.
And
yes,
I'd like to still do that, but
music
keeps me extremely busy with this many bands. But if I couldn't do music, I'd pick up something else instead and keep going, man. Like,
yeah, that actually kind of hit with something like, if I wasn't playing music, I mean, like, again, it would be absolutely crushing. But I think it would be something because I'm a welder by trade anyway, and I've always looked at woodworking. I think would be really rad.
Yeah, my
I love a lot of furniture and stuff, so I think it'd be cool to learn how to build furniture and
my
get this Trent Combs limited piece.
My dad's worked with wood for a long time.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know. I don't know if wood specifically would be something that I'd be interested in, but something with my hands, making something.
Yeah. Now, are you all artists outside of music? Also, do you do visual art or anything?
No, I don't.
Not.
I mean, you don't. But you don't. Do you not do any kind of metal art or anything?
No.
Okay.
Not.
I think if I had my own shop, I might be able to do something like that.
Right, because that is a big space thing.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
If you
for
have
sure.
an apartment,
if I had my own stuff
yeah.
at the house, I'm sure that's something I would probably get into a little bit.
That's a big thing. I live in an apartment on the third floor.
Yeah.
So anything that requires any kind of workshop or a studio, physical media studio space, I don't fucking have it.
I get it.
I don't even have a garage, dude.
Yeah, that's always the worst. And that was definitely a reason in the home purchase for me was fucking all right, I don't want to fucking be trying to do this in a fucking apartment and fucking hearing fucking fucking Dave from upstairs fucking stomping on the fucking floor.
Because I have had that happen to me working on music in an apartment before.
Oh, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But yeah, man. So fucking cool. Poutine or loaded nachos?
Fucking both.
Loaded poutine nachos.
I'm hungry as fuck, man.
He's gonna go and have some pizza.
I've actually never had poutine, but we actually did a poutine trailer not that long ago at work, and I saw it and I was like, that looks great, but I think I'd take a load of nachos over it.
Your boy stay snacking.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. See, I don't think I've had poutine ever. I mean, I've had homemade poutine.
Yeah, poutine's great.
But not actual at a restaurant or anything.
No.
So yeah, that's what I want to try different.
Yeah,
but the
great.
Loaded nachos, yeah, I get that. Especially you get a fucking nice nacho
Throw
bar.
some brisket on top of there. There we are.
Damn. Maybe we could try that for the show. I don't know. Maybe we could. Hey, we need to make a poutine pizza for the fucking DoNisi.
I wonder if they might have done that already.
I feel like they probably have.
I'm pretty sure they have, like French fries and gravy and cheese on a pizza.
Yeah, it might have been a few years ago, but I want to say the poutine
it sounds
pizza
familiar.
has happened.
It sounds familiar. So I do have one more question.
Hit me.
This is the last question of the day, and before we get to it, as always, links are listed below. So please give a like, a share, and a follow when these guys actually have a new album out. Go fucking buy it. Support these guys in any way you can. Go to the shows, the big goddamn metal show. And what else do y'all have going on for the rest of the year?
So we have the big goddamn metal show on the 14th, and then just a couple days later, on the 18th, we're playing at Portal with 1,000 Mods and The Well. And
what
was the other band they added?
I cannot remember off the top of my head.
I'm gonna look it up while Trent answers the rest of these questions.
Oh,
yeah,
great. Thank you. No, yeah, they added somebody late in that, and I can't remember who it was.
All right, and so that is that going to be probably the last show? I mean,
that's our last.
That's the last Baptise show.
That's our last book show for the year.
We're not opposed to picking up some more stuff as the rest of the year goes on, but
we're also trying to hammer this writing.
We are very focused on trying to get some final writing done so we can go into a studio and actually have something to give back to all of y'all who keep coming to see us.
Yeah.
But yeah, as it sits right now, we've got 2 in October. And then we are kind of stepping back to try and get things finished.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, any Stagecoach, Blind Scryer, any shows for them?
Real quick, the other band on that show on the 18th is Miracler, Mirakler.
Nice.
So
I'll have to check them out. That's a pretty cool sounding name.
That's the one I couldn't remember. As far as Stagecoach goes, we are doing one more show this year. And it's going to be the Krampus celebration that Gore Club and Art Sanctuary put on. And
has that been announced yet?
That has been announced, actually.
Okay, good.
Yes, that has been announced, so I'm allowed to say this.
Okay, good. I was like, has that been announced?
That's
I know how.
December 2nd?
Oh, really?
Yeah. That is...
Because there is there might be a Metal Forge Live showcase.
I see that on the Magmar calendar. Damn it. Sorry, homie.
Sorry, homie.
Well, I guess Baptise isn't playing that one. Hey, you want to do double duty?
It's funny because we actually talked about doing double duty bands on that day and doing Baptise at a different show that we were discussing, and then like packing it up and getting over to the Krampus thing for Stagecoach to play. And we just decided against it. Trying to bash out 2 shows. I got high energy in one night. I don't want to.
well, here's what I'm going to do next year. We're hoping the big goddamn metal show is going to be a success this year because we want to do it again next year as well.
Yeah.
And so next year I'm going to have to book on the same night. Blind Scryer, Baptise.
Just make us all do extra work.
Oh, we've done it.
And headlining the night, Stagecoach Inferno.
We're very used to it.
And just fucking everybody.
Just 6 band members and there's 10 bands there. Sounds like shit. Sounds like, yeah.
Dude, like, talk about
We're not kidding.
Boy, here's the thing.
All 3 drummers in town at one show.
Right. But here's the fucking awesome thing of what it would be. Like, you guys are like a fucking, if you all could get off to do it in your respective bands, that would be a great fucking tour package because you all could you're all fucking like dudes, you're all in the
just a lot of work.
Yeah. But I mean, like, when you really think about it, if like Baptise, and fucking I don't know, Blind Scryer all went and did like a tour, you could.
We could. That is possible.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. So,
yeah.
And I mean, because you all know each other. You all are fucking all in the same friend group.
He's actually toured with Blind Scryer before. Mm-hmm. He's come along on the road with us.
Right.
Before
yeah,
and stuff,
I did.
So.
I filled in on guitar, when River wasn't able to go on the road.
Yeah, I remember that
last spring. That was a riot. That was a great time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, final question, or, well, fuck, no, I didn't ask. Do y'all want to shout out anybody today?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, hey, let's shout out Mark Jackson.
No.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to cut that out
Absolutely.
immediately.
Put the big goddamn metal show together. That's a really big undertaking, man.
Well-
and we're stoked that you put that energy into it. You know?
Well, let me explain something about this. And I don't think I've actually went out and said this on air before today. Sometimes I feel like in Louisville there is a little bit of a division amongst our scenes, and like we've never played shows together. Our bands haven't,
right.
Which is cool. You were like one of the first people I hit up. I was like, dude, I really want to play this show with you all. Do you all want to do this? And you came back and you're like, yeah, man, let's do this. And it's like, fuck yeah. And then it's just like, and then I was like, all right. So the other bands in town that I love playing shows with and I love seeing, I want to put them on there too. And like the Rifles and the Mothrawk and Kill the Crown and Stormtober.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're in Lexington, but they're homies. They're
they're
here enough.
They're here all the time.
Yeah. And so is Kerr. So it's like, and then I just wanted to bring in two bigger bands like Snafu and Throne of Iron, and almost originally going to headline Friday night, but they had shit come up and couldn't do it. So fuck yeah,
that's a shame. I love watching Owen.
Oh, I do too.
Oh yeah, every time.
I caught them a few weeks ago at MAG, and like I know that they're great every time, but when it's been long enough since I've seen them, I see them play again. It's like, shit, I forgot it's that good.
Oh yeah, absolutely it is. And I watched them at Planet of the Tapes.
Yeah.
Back in like February or something this past year, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Might have been March.
It's always a good show.
Yeah.
And I know that they were just recently there with Stormtober again in the Moose Pussy Express tour.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, it's the second time they've been on that tour together. Damn. So it's the MPE 2 tour. How do you feel like, okay, so you're getting into the dating scene. You broke up, you're finally on the mend, and you're starting to date someone new, and they start trash talking their ex. How does it make you feel? What does that say to you guys?
I don't stand for it.
I don't know.
Definitely.
I guess there's a lot of factors in there.
Yeah.
I
try to avoid it.
Am I trying to date this person, or are we just trying to smash? Because then I don't care what you have to say about your ex. I don't care.
Just say you're actually interested in and looking for the relationship.
And if this person told me like, "Hey, my ex stole my fucking dog" or something, I'd be like, "Yo, that's fucked up." But if they're like, "Oh, my ex is crazy."
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We're all crazy, so
yeah. So it's definitely the red flag. You're like, all right.
I assume that if someone is no longer dating someone, that there's a reason for that, and that it's probably supposed to be that way.
Right.
Fair enough.
Definitely, dudes. Trent, Steven. Thank you guys so fucking... Yeah, right. Mark. Now we all know each other.
Hi, Mark. I knew it was coming.
All right.
I knew it was coming.
Interview over.
I will shake your hand because in 5 fucking years, 5 years, no one has fucking said that I can recall on this show to me.
That's a goddamn shame.
Isn't it?
They need to watch worse movies.
More of that at a Baptise show. Come on out.
Dude.
Come on out.
At the show, at Big Goddamn Metal Show, you all should just play your set with that on the screen behind you. Just that scene.
Just that scene.
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Dude, have you all ever seen Samurai Cop 2?
I have not seen Samurai Cop 2, no.
Of course.
This is an ace movie. I guarantee. This sounds like...
Yes, it is.
It is. I'm pretty sure he's made me watch Samurai Cop at least.
Yes, Samurai Cop is good. It kind of. I mean, for what it is, it's like... Oh, shit. But Samurai Cop 2 has Tommy Wiseau as the villain.
Oh, wow.
And he's playing an Asian man.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
That tracks.
And it's such a fucked up film. But it's so fucking funny, too. Dudes, Steven, Trent, thank you so fucking much for coming into Metal Forge today.
Thanks for
a lot.
us.
Appreciate it.
This has been super fucking awesome. And since there is no Baptise to play...
There is not.
There is not.
Yeah, so
Absolutely
if any
not.
of y'all are curious how we sound, we do have some like live clips on YouTube and shit. We just don't have anything recorded yet because we're not releasing demos. We're just gonna release the real thing when it's done, and that's just the way it's gonna be. That sucks for us because we're not selling any music that way, but we hope that y'all enjoy it when we are able to finish it up and put it out.
Definitely. So, actually, I think what we're going to do is we'll just go ahead and play out a song from another band on the show.
There you go.
Cool. Right. We love other
Sounds
bands.
good.
Yeah.
Put your mom in the corner. From her to the hollow ground, nobody to hear her sound. Hero before our streets, healer can only be me. I'm about to read the severed head, 6 pieces, make sure she's dead. I'm finally all by myself, better off with nobody else. I'm in love with alone. I'm in love with alone. Yeah. Nobody knows. I'm in love with a ghost. Went back to the hollow ground. Nobody to see me frown. Cold chills from fire breeze. This hollow ground is all I need. Headed in deep in the woods. I tried to love as much as I could. I'm finally all by myself. Better off with nobody else. I'm in love with alone. I'm in love with alone. Nobody knows. I'm in love with a ghost. I'm in love with a ghost. I'm in love with a ghost. I'm in love with alone. I'm in love with alone. Yeah. Nobody knows. I'm in love with a ghost.
Get ready for a night of face-melting metal. Friday, November 10th at the Odd in West Asheville. It is the return of the annual Steel and Stone Fest, featuring the only performance of the year from the North Carolina power metal legends, Twisted Tower Dire. The rest of the lineup includes metal bands from Asheville and surrounding areas. Children of the Reptile, Oblivion Throne, Overload, Temptation's Wings, and All Hell. $12 in advance, $15 at the door. First 50 people get a free comp CD. Doors are at 4, the music is at 7. For advance tickets, go to steelandstonefest.com. Be there. In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shadebeast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shadebeast Presents concert series. Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit Shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shadebeast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soulgrinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Set back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code MetalForge10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now. Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby. Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana is the premier 12,500 square foot music superstore that has served both southern Indiana and Louisville, Kentucky metro area for over 4 decades. Originally founded by Marvin and Beverly Maxwell in the 70s, this gym remains a Maxwell family-owned business. Mark Maxwell, along with his business partner Whitney McNichol, continued the reputation as being the national resource for all things music.
In 2022, the iconic Guitar Emporium of Louisville relocated to Maxwell's Music, creating the largest independently owned showroom in the region. The retail offerings at Maxwell's Music includes a huge selection of guitars, basses, amplifiers, effects pedals, modeling amps, keyboards, drums, banjos, mandolins, ukuleles, sound systems, stage lighting equipment, and accessories. The music education program at Maxwell's is second to none. From private instrument and voice lessons to DJ, EDM, recording, songwriting, and music theory, to rock school, weekend warriors, and Maxwell's Music Lab, there is something for every age and every ability level.
Down in Repairland, guitar and instrument repairs and refurbishment are taken care of by the Maxwell's team of expert guitar technicians and luthiers. They also do appraisals of instruments as well. Maxwell's offers installations for professional audio, visual, and lighting systems for schools, churches, clubs, VFWs, funeral homes, sports fields, and so much more. There's also rentable space at Maxwell's, from the music practice and rehearsal rooms for the individuals and bands, all the way to a meeting space and concert venue that seats up to 120. That also includes a professional audio, visual, and lighting system and a sound booth. Maxwell's has it all. All this plus an original functioning 1947 recording booth to make your own record. Go to the Guitar Hero throne, to the very own Elvis statue, and don't forget the Harmony Green Pocket Park. There's a reason the Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana has been recognized by the National Association of Music Merchants as a #1 award-winning best store design, as well as top 100 music store year after year. You gotta see it to believe it. Maxwell's House of Music in Jeffersonville, Indiana.